Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's my fault. Whoa. There we go. There we go. About to kick the ballistics. Give me a minute. I'll be ready. Give y'all a chance to log on. Oh, snap. Gotta be on the big screen. Peace, 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 everybody. We give everybody a second to log in. Because I know how some of us are. Right? You'd be late for everything. And then they wonder why you miss out. Yeah. Islam Moors. We gotta set the paradigm. Can everybody hear? Let me make sure my mic. Nope, my mic wasn't even all the way up. I'm glad I asked. Islam. Can everybody hear? Hey, my mom, be quiet, Mom. I told you, we got to give everybody a minute to log in. It's going to be an illuminating teaching today. All right, you can hear. All right. Loud and clear. I wonder why this cricket like that. It's loose. Oh, that's weird. Look sideways. I'm just trying to straighten it up. There, that's a little more power to it. Put this mic on. Just be patient. We got 2 more minutes, man. I'm trying to go slow. You know how some of the people are. We Moors, but we still on that NBC time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act ignorant on that level. Negroes can't be on, and misnomer Negroes, which we are more, we can't be on time for nothing. We're gonna be fashionably late for everything. So, before we get into this teaching, Moors, I hope you have your pencils and your papers. You cannot learn anything without being studious. Yeah, that's my mom, Solomon Abir. Yep, that's my mom. That's the noble mom. But listen, Moors, we have to be studious. We are reclaiming something. So when I'm teaching, man, I want you guys to really, really listen to the words that I'm saying. Please. Because we're supposed to walk out the house synchronized. We gotta understand this, Moors, and stop playing. So what I'm gonna illuminate, I want you to write this down. These are the topics that we're gonna talk about. Okay? We're going to talk about the difference, and I was lecturing this earlier when I was speaking on it when I was working out earlier, the difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim. We're going to talk about the differences. So I hope you write this down, because if you was listening to me earlier when I was working out, you should have a little bit of understanding of what I'm saying, because we're educating. So the topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim. It's a difference. But in this context, we want to talk about identifying the names and things. So stay in that context. About tribal names. So stay in that context. And about the laws. Stay in that context, right? We're going to talk about a little bit of the history of the Fezz. I've talked about that before. And I'm going to highlight right now the connection of the Marcus Garvey and Noble Ali, to where we got to stop listening to this Eurocentric and this Negrocentric propaganda. People just getting us caught up with lies and misnomers. And I tell Moors, I can deal with scholarship. My whole library is filled of our elders and scholars. Sheikh Anta Diop. Sheikh Anta Diop told us this science. A lot of Moors, they just collect books. I said, if you read African Civilization, what Sheikh Anta Diop wrote, if you reading Ivan van Sertima, if you reading Dr. Ben, if you reading John Henry Clark, if you reading Amos Wilson, if you're reading scholarship and all other scholarship that we're displaying, what's the confusion? And then when we take it to the international law, when I break this stuff down legally and lawfully, when I talk about this two type of citizens, when I talk about the 13th Amendment, where every Moor that say they Moors should understand these international laws. Everything else is garbage. And this is what I'm telling you. You're wasting your time with all this other garbage that's being displayed. I'm telling you the facts. This is a divine message and a warning. I promise you, our freedom is connected to the laws. It's connected to the 13th Amendment. It was two types of citizens. You got 13th Amendment, more freedom, and then you got the 14th Amendment. And y'all know what I'm saying is true. I done spoke about this plenty of times. So, before I get into this teaching, what I'm saying, our mission as Moorish Americans, going back to something. Going back to the constitutional fold. This is what Negroes are missing. If we're going back to the constitutional fold, that means we're going back to something that was already established. So then we have to see who the establishers of that establishment of the Constitution and see where we involved in it. And if you are an elder, a scholar, or anybody with some sense, you will see that we were part of this. And you must know this. I'm telling you. The laws is what attached to our freedom, our nationality, not a damn thing else. The laws, all they did is reclassified you as what? A person, place, and thing. Y'all know I'm telling you the truth. You have to understand that, because if the 13th Amendment freed everyone, what's the purpose for the 14th and the 15th Amendment? Follow the lecture that I've done so many times. That's why I'll be like, y'all missing law. I'm telling you. And so we're going to deal with this. So let's deal with our Moorish American prayer, and then we're going to deal with some science. If you like what we're saying, man, Cash App, $ KG Bay. If you don't like what we're saying and you don't hear plenty of times, I'll just delete you. It's like I said, this is our page. We're doing some work here. We'll go to the movies and waste our money on garbage and be like, oh, the movie was whack. We'll go club hopping and spend our money on alcohol and cheap liquor and be like, it was whack. And then I'm feeding you and we won't give a $5 donation. I think that's selfish and no class. And we'll handle that because we noble. So let's deal with this. The Prophet warns all Muslims, governors ordered to read the proclamation at each meeting. And it reads, I want you to listen to this clearly. I hereby inform all members that they end all radical agitating speeches while at work or in their homes or in the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and I have to implement my 2 cents, health and wealth. Thank you for the donation, Moore. It's Cash App, $KG Bay. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course, Moors. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement. This is a holy and divine movement. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine pleas to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of the prophet Noble Drew Ali. Our Moorish American prayer: 2 on the left, 5 on the right. Salute. You don't have to turn to no east. If anybody telling you to turn to the east, that means they own man-made rules, and that's not adept science. That's not chic science. The closest place to find Allah is in the heart. So I don't give a god googly wooglies if you stand to the left and the heart is not pure. And the closest place to find Allah is in the heart. So you can stand to the east all you want if your heart is not pure. All you doing is outward symbology, which don't mean poo diddly. And if you don't know that, then that's your fault. But Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Shalom Alakim, peace be with you, assalamu alaikum, whatever, amen, hotep, whatever you want to do is okay. This is what you must understand. This is what you must understand. I promise you that, Moors. Now, so let's deal with some stuff. Thanks for the donation, Moore. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for the donation. So let's deal with something. Let's deal with some building ourselves up. We must let our own educators build ourselves up. We must let these, stop letting these Negro, blacks, and colored get us caught up in colorable law. If someone is a scholar, if someone is an educator, I don't care if you're talking about those we look on TV like Cornel West. No disrespect to no one, but I must talk about it because these are conversations me and my family have. I'm like, if these people are so much scholars in so-called African American history, and I say that's the problem, Negro, blacks, and colors don't know anything because all you know is Negro, black, and colored history, which is slavery. You don't know nothing. If a so-called black scholar talk about our freedom is connected to our blackness, that's the most asinine thing ever somebody should say. That is craziness. And our freedom is attached to our nationality. You got to know this. These people these educators call themselves scholars with all this black stuff and this black stuff, and then they know good and damn well what Marcus Garvey and what Noble Drew Ali was doing. They know this. So when you let people get you caught up in, how can I say it, outer body experience, like believing in things outside of yourself, that's just religion. It takes something else to make you a complete 5 or a complete 5th. Are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth, Moors? We're talking about law. We are talking about law, things that cannot be denied. Things that can be proven. 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things. What type of things we must prove? We must prove all things. And what we must do, hold fast to what is good. You got to understand that, man. If you don't, then you basing your understanding arbitrarily, connotatively. Lower self on your own understanding. In scholarship, it's a thing called peer review scholarly research. You might not like my big eyes, but the science is valid. Talk to me. Islam. Come on, man. So let's deal with this science, man. When we talk about how we've been connotated historically, and most Negro, blacks, and color, and most Moors do not deal with the historical asset of history. They don't deal with the historical, they don't deal with the national side, they don't deal with the international law, they don't deal with the laws of freedom. The only way out the fire is going back into the fire, because the laws free us. You got to know this. You got to understand what the Declaration of the Human Rights are. You got to understand that Article 15. You got to understand this stuff, man. This is your ammunition. This is the stuff that we must do. All that other stuff, man, it's garbage. These brothers that stand their sheets in the temple, they know they doing a disservice. We must take it the right way. If we love our brothers and sisters and we say nationality is the order of the day, well, we have a duty to do. To what? To tell all our brothers and sisters, all our misnomer Negro, blacks, and color, all our misnomer Latino, Mexicans, and so-called Indians, that that's not you, that's a misnomer. And you are a Moorish American, and you have a nationality and a spirituality, and your nationality is Moorish American, and your race is Asiatic, and your status is free white. This is what you must understand. This is law. You're not no damn Negro, black, and no color. That's impossible. Why, when everybody come here, they must do what? Amnesty oath, and they must have a tribal name. This is law. I promise you. So let's deal with some things. Let's deal with some things and show you how people just drop the ball. And I'm right here, man. And all our brothers and sisters got to do is get in line, and let's do this. All brothers and sisters got to do is get in line and rock with me, and let's do this. Legally and lawfully. This ain't no damn scam. So first, I'm going to highlight this connection of our Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. Watch this. And I'm going to give you history for you can look up for yourself. We got to stop listening to Negroes just lying. In early 1900s, there were many mighty men and master teachers around. Like when I tell y'all about Peter Lambert Wilson, about the sacred drift, and how he wrote about our prophet. It was like Deuce Muhammad, the Black Hitler of Harlem. It was brothers that knew the science, don't get me wrong. But Noble Drew Ali was a prophet in the flesh, and that's no denying. Two of these great men was our prophet Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. Our prophet 1886 to 1929, Garvey 1887 to 1940. And our prophet Noble Drew Ali started the Moorish movement around per se 1913. And Marcus Garvey started his movement in 1914. See, listen, let me tell you what these Negro so-called scholars do. See, they'll tiptoe around Marcus Garvey, but they won't tell you the truth. And then they'll just try to hide our prophet Noble Drew Ali in the back burner. Nah, brother, I'm not going to let that slide. And then you get these religious black Muslims, they love Fire Muhammad. But what about Noble Drew Ali? Huh? You see? This is the hypocrisy. This is the madness that when a brother doing something legally and lawfully telling you that you're not Negro, black, and colored, telling you have a nationality and a spirituality, telling you this and showing you this in history. So who played who? It's clear that our prophet Noble Drew Ali held Marcus Garvey in high regards. It's clear because he allowed his name to be stated in our holy Quran. I mean, y'all want me to pull our Quran out? I got them. Y'all students, y'all should have them. Y'all know that. We know our prophet held Marcus Garvey high regards in our Moorish Quran and our Moorish Science Temple. It reads in chapter 48. Y'all more should know this. The last prophet in these days is Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared divinely in due time by Allah to redeem men from their sinful ways and to warn them of the great wrath which is sure to come upon the earth. Now listen, John the Baptist. Follow this connection. John the Baptist was the forerunner of Jesus, which is Yeshua. It never was a J in the Hebrew dialect. Y'all know Joseph is Yahshua. Y'all know this. If you don't understand that, you better do some linguistics and stop playing with yourself. But the forerunner of Jesus, which is Yahshua, in those days, to do what? Remember, a forerunner is to do what? Just warn, prepare. Prepare for who? The prophet, the person that's coming to deliberate you. I hope y'all listening to this science. Let's deal with it. What he was coming to do, the forerunner of Yahshua per se, in those days, to warn and stir up the nation and prepare them to receive what? The divine creed, which was to be taught by who? Yahshua. Y'all ain't listening. The prophet for the Israelites. Y'all got to follow me what I'm telling you. Y'all know I'm telling you facts. If we're going to tell the story. But see, in these modern days, there came a forerunner of Jesus. And remember, never was the J in the Hebrew dialect, Yahshua, who was divinely prepared by the great God Allah. And his name was Marcus Garvey, who did teach. And he did warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the coming prophet. Y'all ain't listening. Who was to bring the true and divine creed of Islam. Y'all better study. And his name is who? Our prophet Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to this earth by Allah. Just like I have, a prophet and an angel is clothed in the flesh. To do what? To teach the old time religion and the everlasting gospel to the sons of men. Are y'all listening to me? What is a prophet and an angel's duty? Our prophet Noble Drew Ali and my duty is to do the same thing, to bring the true and divine creed of Islam. Prepared, sent in the flesh by our prophet, clothed in the flesh by the great God, to teach the old time religion and the everlasting gospels to the sons of men. And every nation shall and must worship under their own vine and fig tree, and return to their own and be one with their God, Father Allah. See, this is the secret on the Liberty Bell. We're going to get deep with this, baby. See, when you're being educated, that's the Holy Spirit. This ain't no magical, nobody walking over here and some goofy, stupid stuff. See, that Holy Spirit is when illumination happens, when that pineal gland begins to open, when those chakras begin to become out of that knot. And you become what? Illuminated. With what? Wisdom and glory. The Christ within begins to develop. Y'all ain't listening, man. And still to this day, Moorish Americans, Marcus Garvey is known as what? The forerunner of our prophet Noble Drew Ali. So how can all these Negro, black, and colors that call themselves scholars talk about Marcus Garvey and never talk about Noble Drew Ali? That don't make sense. It don't make sense. See, Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican-born publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, orator. In 1910, Garvey left Jamaica and began traveling throughout the Central America region. He lived in Costa Rica for several months. He worked as a timekeeper on a banana plantation. All this stuff you should know. He was the editor for the newspaper titled La Nacional in 1911. Later, he moved to Colon, Panama, where he edited a bi-weekly newspaper. Look at all these work these brothers doing. Look what I'm doing, the same thing. Look at all these books I done author. And all y'all Moors don't have them. And Europeans have all my books on college campuses. And I'm trying to educate y'all. And I done educated the other people on academia. Are y'all crazy? And then you won't, and all Moors don't have my literature. My literature ain't flying off the shelf to the Moors. This don't make sense. We got to tell our story. And he attended Birkbeck College, taking classes in law and philosophy, working for the American Times and Orient Review, published by our great scholar, Deuce Muhammad Ali. Deuce Muhammad Ali, y'all know who Deuce Muhammad Ali is, don't you? I'm gonna show you the picture of our brother. And y'all gotta let these goofball Moors uneducated tell y'all we don't deal with education. What fool told you that? We created universities. The first university created in Europe, in Spain, in Salamanca, was created by the Moors. And in Africa, Timbuktu, Moors. Y'all know this. Every scholar know this. And you're going to let some goofball tell you that we ain't scholars. And the father of medicine is us. Y'all know this. Imhotep. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. So why are you going to talk about you not a scholar and a doctor and an educator? Don't y'all know back in the days when we was ruling, man, we were doing so much trading in Timbuktu. We made so much money off books and being merchants and selling material. Don't y'all know this? The Moors. That's what we made most of our wealth. Educating, having books, and merching. We are the merchants. We are the Jews. Y'all missing the connection because you're being stupid. I'm sorry, and y'all know I'm telling the truth. We are the educators, man. We are the educators. We're supposed to have been created our universities. Don't tell me about no HBC. All of HBCs is controlled by, man, I'll break all that scholarship down. That's all pseudo-academia. The history started in the 1700s, slavery. I started talking about the Dark Ages, the medieval times, and when the Africans in Europe, the Africans in Britain, the Africans in Peru, the Africans in Germany, and destroy all that straight out of Africa garbage. So it's just what it is. But he worked for the African Times as Orient Review, published by our other Moor, Deuce Muhammad Ali, and sometimes spoke at Hyde Park Speaker's Corner. Garvey's philosophy was influenced by Booker T. Washington, Martin Delany, and Henry McNeil Turner. And y'all act like it wasn't people before then that expired that give us inspiration. We just hear, who you think inspired our prophet? Who you think inspiring us? That don't even make sense. HBCs don't have a damn thing. That's why they're going broke. And that's why they can get their money cut off. I'm telling you, man. We think we know, but once we start digging under the veil, you will see. When I talk about Abdul Hamid Solomon, these were people before our prophet. Deuce, I'm telling you, it said that Deuce Muhammad Ali's influence and shaped Garvey's speeches and led him to organize the Universal Negro Improvement Association. Now follow me, write that down. The Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNI, where these Negroes be talking, get all caught up in the red, the black, and the green flag. I say that red and the black and the green flag ain't connected to no damn nationality, Negro. We're gonna deal with laws. So get out your feelings and let's deal with laws. And I bet you're gonna agree with everything I'm saying. You got to. We are a people. So, the Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, in Jamaica in 1914, it has been suggested that the UNIA motto, one God, one aim, one destiny, originated from Deuce Muhammad Ali's Islamic influence on Garvey. I'm telling you. I'm going to show you a picture of our brother Deuce Muhammad. I'm going to show you a picture where all the Garveyettes wore the Fezz. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's so much stuff, secrecy in this Fezz. Marcus Garvey appears to have learned many sciences, history and spiritual science, from who? Deuce Muhammad Ali, which would go well with the independent united order of the mechanic lessons he knew. What mechanic lessons? What you think I'm talking about? When I tell y'all, these is 99 degrees I'm coming from. The Independent United Order of Mechanics started in 1757 in England and spread to the United States, Central America, the Caribbean, Netherlands, and Canada. When I show y'all the ancient right of the nobles, man, that's us. No disrespect. When I showed y'all and demonstrated the European Masons, they started theirs in 1914. Ours is ancient in the 1880s. I'm telling you, all connotated. That's why they only 32 degrees. And the mechanics are associated with our masonry. You want to be scared of Freemasonry. But when I explain it to you, Masonry is our science. Moorish American is our pedigree. I'm telling you, when I talk about these Kemetic degrees, no disrespect, the European and the Negro, you only can be a copy. You only can be a copy, and you know this. Marcus Garvey then went on to publish successful businesses. From 1919 and 1927, Garvey was charged with and jailed in between the times pertaining mail fraud. They always try to get Negroes on technicalities. In 1927, it was reported that Marcus Garvey, now listen, this the part where I'll be, and I'll be ticked to the highest ticktivity. When I say I'll be ticked to the highest ticktivity, when the NBC would try to discredit their own brother to prove a European perspective with no study, that is blasphemy. That is blasphemy. And then when you get these Negroes, they always talk about, well, somebody passed. Everybody had a pass. So in 1927, it was reported that Marcus Mosiah Garvey wasn't aware of our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and that he didn't even know Noble Drew Ali. And it was believed to think that Prophet Noble Drew Ali used Garvey's name to gain followers of the United Negro Improvement Association. Well, I'm gonna show y'all something. So you can look this up. You got your smartphone, be smart with it. I'm gonna give you an excerpt from a letter written to Mr. Smith of the UNIA to Marcus Garvey. At each temple meeting of the Moorish Science Temple, Garvey was lauded as the John the Baptist who prepared the way for the coming of Noble Drew Ali. When Leonard Smith, the president of the Detroit UNIA division, labeled Garvey to report, because this is real small, that Ali was using Garvey's name to win over followers and the UNIA members were joining his movement. Garvey replied that I know nothing of this man referred to, and it is silly for people to allow every unknown person to agitate and influence them on such serious matters. I have spoken and written enough for the people of Detroit to understand the purpose of organization and not allow strangers to decoy and exploit them by calling on or using my name, Smith to Garvey. September 19, 1927, and Garvey to Smith. Now listen to this. However, later in the year of 1927, this one I'll be telling you how Negroes just to make up some lies. This one I'm showing you when you gotta have something to compare to. Let's deal with it. That's why nobody can do nothing to you unless your own brother has something to do with it as well. Remember that. However, later in the year of 1927, Prophet Noble Drew Ali went to visit Marcus Garvey in federal prison. And a picture of the postcard Prophet Noble Drew Ali sent to his wife at the time, it speaks about his visit. See, although in 1927, Garvey claimed to know nothing about Ali or his organization efforts using his name, and therefore causing people of interest to reject the Moorish Science Temple of America's claim that Garvey met with the Prophet on numerous occasions. See, what we fail to do, Moors, when I say this, what Negroes don't do, you fail to check the chronological order in which these statements were made. If somebody gonna give accusations, we gotta defend the point, man. They ain't give you no history, some garbage that they said. Well, let's deal with it. November 1927, research this. A newsletter article published in Chicago Defender speaks about Prophet Noble Drew Ali returning to Chicago and his previous visit with Marcus Garvey. Noble Drew Ali returns after long visit south. The Chicago Defender, National Edition, 1921-1967, November 19th, 1927. ProQuest historical newspapers, the Chicago Defender, 1910 and 1957, page 5. Noble Drew Ali returns after long visit. Let me read it a little bit. So all these goofballs just be trying to diss our prophets and things, want us to bow down to somebody else. No, we ain't got time for that. Noble Drew Ali, prophet, founder, and head of the Moorish National Divine Movement, has returned to the city after an extended visit in the South. Prophet Ali motored from Chicago to Atlanta, Georgia, where he spent a few hours visiting Marcus Garvey in a federal prison. And then you're going to have some Negro just make up a lie, talk about Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali didn't know each other. So who lying? Mr. Garvey was very much pleased with the splendid uplift work. I can't even read that word because it's kind of messed up, it's old. Done by the Moorish Divine Movement. The organization has launched a drive for more members, persons, desiring of learning of the great work that is being done, are asked to write Prophet Ali And this is on our ID cards, 3603 Indiana Avenue, Chicago. Phone Douglas, 5909. That must be how, I guess, back in the day, they had the little, the old school numbers, phones, I guess. I don't know, hell. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Research the newspaper clipping from the Chicago Defender. That's the national edition. I'm telling you, man. We're going to deal with this, man. We're going to deal with this, man. Let me get some more libations. And that cold water. So, it reads, let's deal with it. Oh, I just read it to y'all. But I'm going to read it to you better. Noble Ali returns after a long visit south. Noble Ali, prophet, founder, and head of the Moorish National Divine Movement, has returned to the city after an extended visit in the south. Prophet Ali motored from Chicago to Atlanta, Georgia, where he spent a few hours visiting Marcus Garvey in the federal prison. Mr. Garvey was very much pleased with the splendid, uplifting work being done by the Moorish Divine Movement. The organization has launched a drive for more members, persons, desires of learning of the great work that is being done are asked to write Prophet Ali, 3603 Indiana Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Phone Douglas, 5909. There is also, Morris, a postcard that was sent to Prophet Noble Ali's wife by the Prophet from the federal prison that Marcus Garvey was held. Let me show y'all. Man, I got this cheap phone. I should have put it on my other phone. Let me see, can I make this? No, this little cheap phone won't even turn. Oh well, but I can show you a little picture of it. I can get it to you if you want it. But that's the postcard. And it reads, and I quote, 10/23/27, November 23rd, 1927, Atlanta, Georgia. Dear wife, I have been to see Mr. Garvey at the federal prison. I will be home Friday or Saturday. Love to all from your husband, Noble Ali. So upon his release in 1927, Garvey was deported via New Orleans to Jamaica, where a large crowd met him at Orridge Wharf in Kingston. Though the popularity of the UNIA diminished greatly following Garvey's expulsion, and that's what these Negroes be doing when they tell you to talk about some expatriation or some de facto. And I'm telling y'all, man, we are home. What you're doing is you're stateless. And I'm telling you, and you looked at it as a damn domestic terrorist. These is facts. He nevertheless remained committed to his political ideas. And that's why we give honor to Marcus Garvey and his works that he produced dealing with rallying and gathering our people. That's why we call him the harbinger, because he rallied and gathered our people up to clean up themselves, do for themselves, and expand what? Through economics. Yeah, we understand that religious aspect. We get that. But we got to deal with this economics and this national aspect and who we are as a people when it's pertaining to freedom and nationality. And we can only imagine the mighty talks and conversations that our Prophet Noble Ali and Marcus Garvey had, man. Here go the postcard. Don't let nobody get you caught up with garbage like we can't find our history and Negroes want to argue over a God that they never seen. And then you don't believe in man that you see every day. Come on, man, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense, Moors. So let me break a little bit down. Why this is what question that was asked to me. And I just got to answer it. And this is how I answer things. No more should have different answers from the science. The science should be the same. Now you might explain it in your own words, but if you're an adept, you got to deal with the science. Just like if it's a doctor, because this is peer reviewed. So these are some of the questions that was asked. Why do you think there is an inherent problem with people perceiving Marcus Garvey as John the Baptist or the forerunner for Noble Ali? And I say, man, our Moorish Quran teaches this. History teaches this. Why would we let somebody else tell us something different? It's been all so much fake controversy. And I said, ain't no controversy to me and an adept and true Moors concerning the linkage of our prophet Marcus Garvey and our prophet Noble Drew Ali, unless you let somebody else educate you. It ain't no controversy when you're dealing with the erroneous perception of the term harbinger and forerunner. Write this stuff down. Harbinger and forerunner. Now let's deal with some science. For intellectual to be intelligent, I sincerely offer the meaning to the terms without a prejudice. So a harbinger, Moors, is defined as what? Let's deal with the facts. A harbinger, Harbinger, is defined as what? One that pioneers in or initiates major change. One that presages or foreshadows what is to come. The precursor, the forerunner. The term forerunner, Moors, is defined as one that precedes and indicates the approach of another. A person, a thing paving the way for the success or accomplishment of another. Through understanding the definitions and the terms, Moors, given any scholar, any Moor, you should grasp the nature of Marcus Garvey's mission. When Marcus Garvey stated, Moors, we want a nationality similar to that of the English, the French, the Italian, the German. We want nationality and government. What do you think he was talking about? What he didn't understand is how we got that through the laws. And that's what Noble Drew Ali brought back to us. And that's what I'm doing today in the flesh, legally and lawfully. And this message, obviously, Moors, was the forerunner to the message brought by our prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now brought by who? The prophet in the flesh. Myself, Kari, Aina, Hakeem, Goodman Bey. It's nothing wrong. A prophet and an angel is clothed in the flesh. What's wrong with that? And then they ask, if Marcus Garvey was the forerunner to our prophet Noble Drew Ali, why did he refer to his people as Negroes? Why didn't he say Asiatic or Moorish? This is simple, Moors. Listen. His task, what did I say the task and the mission as a forerunner was? It was to prepare the people for the message brought by our prophet Noble Drew Ali. His responsibility was not to bring precisely the same message as our prophet Noble Drew Ali was. See, if the people, Moors, would have immediately accepted the teachings of our prophet Noble Drew Ali and my teachings, there would have not been a need for a forerunner. Are y'all listening? If you accept something off the rip-diddy-rip or off the top, there's no need for a forerunner to get your blood boiling, to get you thinking about a particular subject at hand. So we must keep in mind, Moors, that Asiatics in America at that time were at least one generation removed from slavery. That's why I say I don't blame nobody back then for following the Nation of Islam that cleaned themselves up and other groups. I don't blame them. They say, hey, we ain't no European Christians. I don't blame them. What I do is say, okay, now we must take it to the other level because you're not black. Negroes were just coming out of slavery in 1865. See, and the language that they spoke was the language of a Negro. So consequently, Moors, the mental condition called for the necessity of Garvey to articulate, implementing the vernacular of the so-called Negro to clearly communicate the preparation right bestowed upon them, which was what? Nationality or nationalistic in nature. Are you following me? So Noble Drew Ali imposed the Moorish American flag, a red flag with our 5-pointed green star in the middle. Watch this. For Moorish Americans, Garvey already established a red and black and green flag to represent Negroes. Y'all ain't listening. Why was it necessary for Ali to introduce our flag? Let me tell y'all this. This is facts. So go ask your brothers that wave that black and red and green flag. That ain't got nothing to do with no nationality. Simply put, Moors, the red, the black, and the green flag. I ain't talking about the flag, the Haile Selassie flag with the Lion of Judah. I ain't talking about that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The flag is not a national flag, whereas one can utilize to trace themselves back to their ancient forefathers. The red, black, and green was the banner of the UNIA. That's it. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. If you don't understand that, that's your fault. And it was primarily flown on Marcus Garvey's fleet of ships, known as the Black Star Line. The red, black, and the green banner introduced the thought. Listen what I'm saying. The thought, the idea, and the notion of a national flag to the so-called Negroes. Are y'all listening to me? You can't make something that represent a people. The only way to see who you are, you got to go back in the laws and pull your flag pertaining to your nationality. Y'all ain't listening to me. I'm telling you, it don't mean nothing. Just like these Moors be making these own flags in China, talk about this, they bay this. I just told you. Just like Marcus Garvey flag didn't mean nothing, that crap don't mean nothing. Just like somebody made you some passport with Aaliyah and all this stuff in it, talk about it worked kind of in China, that's garbage, that's fraud. In fact, Moors, the banner was created in 1920 by the members of the UNIA. So how can something be an old banner and created when a Negro come up with it? So when you ask these people, how old is your flag that they created, some Bay flag in China, how old is the flag? You just created that garbage. You see? That don't represent you as no more. You see? In response to the popular 1900 coon song called, remember this song? Every race has a flag but the coon. What y'all thought they was talking about? Ask your mama about that song. Ask your great grandmama about that song. Every race has a flag but the coon. What y'all think they were talking about? I keep telling y'all, man, they put stuff right in your face. It has been cited as one of the 3 coon songs that firmly established the term coon in the American vocabulary. In 1921, it's a report appearing in Africa Times and the Orient Review, published by our prophet, one of them, Deuce Muhammad Ali, for which Garvey previously worked for, quoted him regarding the importance of the flag. And it states, "Show me the race or the nation without a flag, and I will show you and I will show you a race of people without pride." The red, the black, and the green was the forerunner to the red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the center. The Moorish flag, which is over 10,000 years old during those times. So why would you let I'm cleaning our house up. So why would you let somebody get you caught up making you some stupid ID, talk about some stupid flag? It's only one flag. It's only one law. All the rest of that stuff is make-believe. Marcus Garvey, they wore the Fezz. Look at Carlos A. Cook. He was a knight of the UNIA. They wore the Fezzes, man. I'm telling you. He was born in Dominican Republic in June. I don't want to say all about his name. His intellect was recognized from early age, and he attended the leadership school in the Voodoo Sacred Society. His involvement in the UNIA comes as no surprise. His uncle and father were among the many Saint Martiners who were members of Marcus Garvey-led organization. And he was a link in the history of Black American nationalism between Marcus Garvey, before him, and Malcolm X, whom he influenced. Carlos Cooks administered the advanced division of the UNIA. After Marcus Garvey was deported, he founded the African nationalist pioneer movement. This brother right here. These brothers had Fezzes. We're gonna talk about this Fezz and why the black Muslims don't wear the Fezz. Here go Carlos A. Cook instructing the members of the UNIA, and they all wearing the Fezz. Look at this. Look at these pictures. Look at these pictures. I showed y'all pictures of Elijah Poole Bay with the Fezz on. I'm gonna tell y'all what they did. It's a book that's titled Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, page 268. Because the Negro is not happy and will never be until he is restored. Restored. So you Negroes talking about reparations. And I told y'all, in laws, no Negro, black, or color finna get no damn reparations until you are restored. I'm telling you, to his own nationality. Did y'all hear that? From the book titled Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, page 268. Did y'all hear what I said? Because the Negro is not happy and will never be until he is restored to his own nationality. And my ability to continue my work is on behalf will bless the nation. Y'all hear this? The Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is through the Moorish Science Temple of America. Let's deal with this, man. So, why are we confused? Watch this. Watch this, y'all. If Moors always talk about the Liberty Bell, and I talked about this earlier, y'all that followed me earlier, James and a couple other Moors on here, watch me break this science down. I'm finna give y'all some high science. If you an adapt and an elder, you should know this. Everything is annexed to freedom. If y'all watched the lecture, I talked about the Declaration of Human Rights and the 13th, the 14th, and 15th Amendment. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's Cash App $KG Bay. I mean, more. You can be a student. Back when June started, man, we got syllabus and everything. Our webpage finna be up, and we're gonna have students. You can be a student online. All you got to do is send me your email. One of my students, brother Nobles, please put my email up there, and I'll send you a copy of the syllabus and enrollment package, Noble. Because I'm telling you, we're going to have 100 members, and we're going to do our meet and greet in July in Vegas. Now watch this. And you always ask where I see those old pictures of chiefs with fezzes, and he told me that our nation, were a part of the Mauritania Empire. That's right. No, I'm going to start showing you stuff on the maps, the Mauritania. I'm going to start showing you connections of everything. I'm going to start connecting stuff. When ain't nobody disrespecting our tribes, listen, watch this. Watch this. Man, when I teach, I get chill bumps on me. I have real college degrees, and what I've done is destroyed the Eurocentric and the Negro propaganda. And if you a sheik, an adept, or elder, you should know this science, what I'm telling you. What is the Fezz represented inside out when you turn the Fezz inside out, Moors? When that cap Fezz. Watch this. Watch this. When you take that Fezz, this why Negroes don't understand about the Fezz. This why black Masons, Negro Masons, they don't wear the Fezz all the time. They wear it in clandestine. And if you know any Masons in your family that's Negro Masons, they ain't gonna tell you no history about the Fezz. And the last thing they know about the Fezz is the first thing we know. And if you come under these right teachings that I'm teaching you, I guarantee you, you will become a noble. And I'm gonna teach you real law. What does the Fezz turn inside out, y'all? What does the Fezz turn inside out? Thank you for the donation, Noble. And I'll send you my books. I'll tell you, I got books. If you want all my PDF books, more, I got 7 books for $50 donation. It'll give you right up to where you need to be before our school start back teaching. But what does the Fezz turn inside out, Morris? Morris never looked at their Fezz. Inside when you turn it inside out. When you take the Fezz that I got on and you turn it inside out. Remember, when you take the Fezz and turn it inside out, watch this. Watch this. That's why they don't want you to know about your, no, not a wound. No, not a wound. The Fezz represents the wound. The Fezz represent the wound from the breathing holes to all that. Stay in the context of what I'm saying. I'm talking about stay in the context of what I'm saying. Watch this. I'm going to elevate you. I promise you. We're talking about laws and freedom. We know that the Fezz represent the womb, the ninth to the ninth power, and this is the navel and the umbilical cord and the mundane ball. We know all that. We know all that. We get all that. But I'm coming from another perspective. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm a sum up the whole lecture up with that aspect. But right now, I'm talking about the laws and freedom and things that people connotate and don't understand what this Fezz symbolized to freedom. So when we turn this Fezz inside out, what do it represent? Every sheik should know this. Every adapt, you should know everything about your Fezz. I told you I'm gonna take y'all higher and higher and higher. You should want to be a student. You should want to give a donation. The only thing that's gonna cost you is being stupid, getting caught up by one of these scam artists. No, it's okay. Come on. So, a lot of y'all been on here that followed that when I was jogging earlier. What do that Fezz, when you turn that Fezz inside out, what do that Fezz represent? I'm about to give you some science, baby. Come on. Man, you should be, I told you this. Picture pages, time to do your picture pages, time to get your papers and your pencils. Because we finna educate ourselves. Come on, Morris. Let's deal with this history and this symbology of this Fezz. Talk to me. What do this Fezz represent when you turn this Fezz inside out? I'm giving you the esoteric meaning. Because if you're a sheik and an adept, you should understand the esoteric and the exo. If you don't, baby, you should become a student and remove the ego. Somebody talk to me. What do this Fezz represent? What do this Fezz represent when you turn it inside out? Come on, man. No, not no birth. No, we understand the symbology. Remember, I said inside out. We know what the outer Fezz represent. Come on, Morris. I hope y'all listen. With the outer Fezz, with the four breathing holes, we know this. With the umbilical cord, the navel, we know all this. With the mundane ball, we know this represents something. No. Remember, we don't guess. What am I talking? No, I tell y'all to be smart, Morris. I'm trying to get us to that's why I say it's a must. We must be re-educated. And that's what Carter G. Woodson told us. The miseducation of the Negro. And we don't want to be educated. We want to be talked to. Well, this ain't religious preaching. And I don't got everything nice to say to you. Everything is not going to be nice and sweet. Everything is going to be matter-factual. Morris. If you don't know, say we don't know. That's how we learn. Please be studious. Come on, Morris. Talk to me. Talk back. This is how we learn. This is how we learn. This is how we learn, Morris. Thank you, Solomon. Look at it. Now take your Fezz and turn. Think about that Fezz. You don't got to take your Fezz and destroy it and turn it inside out. I'm going to get another Fezz. I'm going to get a soft cap Fezz. I got a couple of them. It's like on my book, The Secret of the Fezz or The History of the Fezz by Cosmo L. If you ever got that book, it's what the young more have on that is the soft cap Fezz. And the soft cap Fezz, when you turn that inside out, it represents the Liberty Bell. This is the gong inside. Islam, Morris? Talk to me. Islam, all y'all should be saying, it should be hearts, it should be Islam flowing all through here. I'm telling you, talk to me. The outside of the Fezz symbolizes something and the inside. We're talking about SO and XO. You can't just explain one meaning. Somebody talk to me. I'm going to build you all the way up. I'm going to build you all the way up, Morris. And then I'm going to bring you down easily. That's right. That's right. That's right, Mama Bay. That's right, Mama Bay. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's the teachings that's going to get you where you need to be. Not no dumb temple. A temple just a building. If the sheik, if the adept is not right, because in the Moorish Science temple, a sheik and a sheikess is an adept. That means you're supposed to have a particular type of wisdom. Don't no damn Moorish Science temple building make you no damn sheik if you don't know nothing. And then them Negroes afraid to wear their Fezz. Trying to tell you some religious more garbage. It represents the Liberty Bell. And then the esoteric meaning. Do y'all know the esoteric meaning of the crack in the Liberty Bell? Do y'all know the esoteric meaning of the crack in the Liberty Bell? Just like I give y'all the esoteric meaning of the cherry tree being chopped down. Y'all got to understand this, man. The only way to get out the fire is go back through the fire. And the fire is the laws. The laws that pertain to what? Freedom. Not no magical stuff. No Negro sitting at home playing with your life. Are y'all listening to me? What does the crack in the Liberty Bell represent esoterically, Moors? What does it represent? And then you can ask any Negro Mason that or any scholar, and they know exactly what I'm saying. What does the crack mean in the Liberty Bell? I ain't talking about that exoteric meaning, what you're gonna look up on the internet and they're gonna tell you how it came through transport. That ain't what we're talking about. That ain't what we're talking about. Remember, it's things that have duality and things have a higher meaning when we talk about symbology. That crack mean our liberty was stolen. Through what? Reclassification. If the 13th Amendment freed every Negro, black, and the color, what was the use of the 14th and the 15th? Y'all ain't listening. Y'all not listening. The Liberty Bell, the Fezz, turned inside out. It represents, that's that Liberty Bell. Don't y'all know the Spanish Empire was the Moorish Empire? Don't y'all know this? Man, the Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. What do you think? This is science. This ain't no made up garbage. Think about it. If you think a Spaniard right now want to act like they don't got no Moorish blood in their veins, they got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. You got to be the craziest person if you think that a Spaniard in Spain don't have the Moorish blood in they and what women you think was over there. That's the history locked up in European masonry, the daughters of American Revolution, that wear the white fez with the gold tassel. And you got these goofball Negro Moors acting like some Southern Baptist preachers telling our empresses they can't wear the fez. That's garbage. And the white fez with the gold tassel represents them. But the daughters of American Revolution have rocked the all science and call themselves the Eastern Stars. But a goofball Moor ain't gonna tell you that you are the true Eastern Star and you ain't gotta join in outside of yourself and you should be under these auspices right here. Y'all ain't listening. The Fez is the pyramid. The Fez is the pyramid. That's the all-seeing eye on a dollar bill. What? The Fez. Man, that's what it is. Y'all letting everybody, just like the European Masons and Black Masons, just like the DAR, the Daughters of American Revolution. Why you think they wear the white fez with the gold tassel? What you think that science is all about? I'm trying to tell you. If somebody is son of a Muslim, who you think the daddy is? The responsibility is for our empresses to teach our daughters who they are, that they are the Eastern Star, that they are the Mayat. Y'all know this, what I'm telling y'all is facts. Y'all know I'm telling y'all this. Look at the coats of arms of El Salvador and Haiti and Cuba. And I ain't telling you the research, just don't know. I'm going to show you how to research. You must do the proper research. When you look up the archives, look up the coat of arms archives, look up stuff in the Library of Congress. Look up stuff in the law libraries. When you look up the coat of arms in El Salvador and in Haiti and in Cuba, man, you will see, what you will see is that fez with the halo on it. Now you got to ask your question, why they got fezzes on them then, if the fez don't mean nothing? Talk to me, man. See, this is the hypocrisy that these niggas, they're going to tell you the fez, man, the fez is your national headdress. And everybody represents the fez. I'm telling you, man. Why you think people wear it in clandestine? This is powerful. This is powerful, man. This is powerful stuff. This ain't no game. This ain't no game. This is power. It's power in the laws. We must proclaim, declare, and have due process. We must annex our Bay and our L next to our name and take it to the world courts. That's the duality of the AA22 number. And these Moors that's in these temples, they not right. They pussyfooting around the science. And I'm sorry. Excuse my candor. Excuse my candor. But come on, man. I'm here. I've been saying this the same thing forever. And until Moors gather behind me, come on. Look at all the people gathered behind Marcus Garvey and our prophet. Now I'm right here, a clean glass next to a dirty glass. Let's do this. So now the next topic that I want to get on, we falling right in line. The difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim. It's a difference. We're about to talk about this. I mean, it's a reason why. It's a reason why. I told y'all it's a reason why when I showed y'all Thomas Jefferson Quran, when I done broke the laws down. I show y'all this stuff over and over and over through history and through laws. I'm telling you. Yep, it's just no. Watch this. The difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim. It's a lot. So let's deal with it. So so if y'all know right now, let's be free. What are some of the difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim? And watch me get technical with it. Theology, nah, maybe. The ideology, but the true Moors and Imams know the truth. The true ones know, because I showed y'all in my science what I showed y'all with Elijah Pooh Bay with the Fezz on. I showed y'all back in the day, they passed out Moorish American, they passed out cars for Muslims. So a lot of stuff was kept from you. Just like in history, you had the big six that got paid. Just like when our prophet died, you had certain individuals that got paid too, to connotate the teachers, to water it down. And the Nation of Islam, I love brothers. I love brothers that helped us get back to something. But we know damn well, listen, man, nothing I'm saying goes against nobody. Farrakhan gave credit to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, saying he was the first misnomer African American to bring American Islam back to the Negro, black, and color. Look on my page. I showed y'all the Founders Day. You can research it for yourself. I think it was 2014 or 2015 Founders Day, and see what Farrakhan talking about. And then you will see, I don't know if that is Elijah Pooh Bay's brother, when he lying talking about the first time he ever seen somebody with the Fezz on is Far Muhammad. You know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. So anyway, the difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslims, it's a lot of difference. I love all my brothers, but see, a lot of people, we dealing with law. And this proper verbiage in law. I hear your ideology, but that ain't got nothing to do with my nationality and these connotations, these colorable law terms that you're using. So let's deal with the difference from a black Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim. Number one, Cash App $ KG Bay is for donations. All my books, I can PDF you 7 books for a $50 donation. Go on my Instagram page, and you can look at all the books on my Instagram page. Our web page ain't up yet. I'm like Ferrari and Bentley. Ferrari and Bentley don't have commercials. You know, you got direct connection with me, and I'm just using that as an analogy. Don't take it as me being big-headed. I'm using that as an analogy. What I'm saying is, you have direct connection with me. Does Bentley and Lamborghini have commercials? Hell no. They make it custom to your order. You got direct connection with me. Go on my IG page. You like what you see? Hey, send me your inbox. Hey, Noble, that's what I want. Bada boom, bada bing. Done damn deal. Any other reason, we just want to look at pictures. And that's all I'm saying. But our webpage will be rocking and rolling in a minute, Noble. My webpage will be up for a minute. But if anything you want, you have direct connection to me. My IG page, Ivan Hakeem L. Bay. My other page connected to it is Goodman, is Moorish _ haberdasher. All that's on there. All that's on there. So, let's deal back with the science. One of the reasons the difference from a black a Muslim and a Moorish American Muslim is, number one, you got black Muslim, and we know in science and law, any elementary kid with an etymology dictionary, no, black has nothing to do with no nationality. That's elementary. I'm giving you things that we can agree to. If you put black on your name, that has nothing to do with that. Black what? That's ownership verb. Black what? Black phone. What? Black bag. I told you would reclassify it as a person, place, and thing, and you're going to willingly put black on your name. That's garbage. No disrespect to nobody, because they did it good for our people. But where's the law at? Who are we, our people? We ain't no black Muslims. That ain't connected to no freedom. No disrespect to nobody. I love everybody, but I'm going to deal with this teaching, man, and I'm going to deal with this law. I don't give a damn what nobody else talking about. Point blank. Hell. An elementary student know what we can research what black means pertaining to etymology and names. And in this context, what I'm saying. Number one. That's number one. So don't get caught up in the semantics or what's the difference from a Muslim and a Muslim. Man, come on. We know anciently the spelling is no different when we get with the science. We know a true Muslim, whatever you want to say, the true teaching of Islam is Sufism. Islamism. Y'all know damn well more science ain't no damn submission. More science is peace. More science is understanding that God and man is one. If you believe some Islam and more science is some submission, you operating on some Al-Islam religion. Because in more science, y'all know this is peace. Why y'all think I say peace, 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 peace? Because you should be peace with your higher and your lower self. That's what this moral science is about. Y'all know I'm telling you the truth. Number two, a Moorish American Muslim. Listen, number two, a black Muslim. What they do, they say their last name is a slave name. Those are the false teachings of Moorish Science Temple too. You got all these fake Moors and these fake sheets telling you get rid of your last name. What true honor upright man told you to get rid of your last name? How you gonna get rid of your last name and your last name is inherited to your inheritance? Your last name that was given to your mother and your forefathers. My last name is Goodman. I know my family crest. I know where we come from. Can't nobody tell me no garbage. I know my family crest and my coat of arms. If your inheritance is attached to your name that your mother and forefathers gave you, and you're going to let some Negro talk about he teaching you more science, tell you to get rid of your name that your mother and father gave you, you a damn fool. You a damn fool. You're going to let some Negro tell you to get rid of your name from your mother, from your foremothers and forefathers. That ain't no true science. In more science, we annex our Bay and our L, because that's annexed to freedom. Y'all know I'm telling you the truth. So black Muslims, they say their last name was from slave name and all this. I'm like, okay, whatever. And they put X. Well, back in the day when Negroes were first getting jobs, the Negroes, they know how to read. How y'all sign your name? What you sign your name with? All them Negroes that just started working in the shop that was illiterate. You signed your name with a damn X. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. They ain't give a damn if your black ass didn't know nothing. Sign your name right here with an X. Tell me I'm lying. So why you gonna sign your name with an X? You don't know who the hell you are? Because I know who I am. I know what the law say I am. I know who my foremothers and forefathers are. I know my last name is Goodman. I know our rich history. I know my bloodline. Y'all ain't listening to me. Our Prophet Noble Ali tell you to annex your Bay and the L to your government name, to the name that you was given from your foremothers and forefathers. Just like the black Muslims. Now, let's deal with another summit. Let's deal with some other principles. The black Muslims, they say they're from the tribe of Shabazz, right? Right? Islam? Talk to me, man. Islam, I'll wait. Because see, y'all be letting people play, y'all be letting people set trip on y'all. We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. How? If we're going to be the people of the book, what book? The Bible and the Quran. Y'all better talk to me. How many times in the Quran, the Al-Islam Quran, did it talk about Jesus, Yahshua, and how many times did it talk about Muhammad? I'll wait. Then they start getting trembling in their boots. Huh? Are y'all listening to me? Are y'all listening to me? If black Muslims say they from the tribe of Shabazz, which is okay, but can you show me biblically where that? Because if it is there, great, because it's there under certain names. It's there. You just missing the teachings. Okay, so if that's the case, that's biblically, connect yourself to the laws of freedom. So why would you put an X in it? So why would you put black on it? If Farrakhan gave credit to our Prophet Noble Ali, why would you still talk about you some black Muslim? Why would you connect yourself to the complete fifth? Why would you continue to give yourself a caste label as black Muslim? Why? Why would you do that? Why? Why would you not obey your foremothers and your forefathers? Why wouldn't you let some Negro tell you to get rid of your last name? And when I say you don't know who you are you gonna let a Negro in the temple tell you who you are and who your family is, and you didn't ask your mother and father? That don't even make sense. One nationality, many cultures. No one stripping you from your tribal culture. No one stripping you from your tribal culture, but we are one nationality. Are y'all following what I'm saying? This is too simple. Why we, the Moorish Americans, we know who we are. What's our nationality? Moorish American. What's our race? Asiatic. What's our status? Free white. Free white. Man, the teachings, the supreme lessons of Father Muhammad, they tell you they're Asiatic. They tell you that they ain't the black man. They tell you that the Albion is the black man. Y'all know what I'm telling y'all is truth. So why you gonna promulgate this garbage? And this day teachings. Who's the black man? The European. Who's the Asiatic man? We are. Y'all know this, man. So who's being lied to? Moorish Americans, we know who we are. Why? Because we annex our freedom name to it, our tribal name that's next to freedom. What? Our Bay and our L. We don't put no damn X at the end of our name. And then if you want to deal with the tribe of Shabazz, okay, you can still be the tribe of Shabazz. Why? What did our prophet, Brother Malcolm, do when he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca? What did he come back as? I'll wait. I'll wait. when he was dealing with Gamma Pino from Kenya, when they were dealing with nationality. I'm trying to tell you. What did our prophet Noble Drew Ali come back when he came back from his pilgrimage from Mecca? What did he have his name? What did he have next in his name? What did he have next in his name when he came back? You don't see no damn X on there. Talk to me. Come on, man. Y'all don't be serious. Come on. What his name when he came from his pilgrimage? Come on, Morris. And we'll see it's the X on there. I'll wait. Tell me his name when he came back from his pilgrimage. And then y'all to understand the mission he was on. Freedom. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. El Hajj, Malik El Shabazz. Ain't no X on there. So he gave credit to his tribal lineage, which you all can do. But he gave his L. Because they false. Because they minority. They on some garbage. That's why. They're not giving you long history. They acting like some Negro preachers. They act like they got the right to make you something. I'm a nationalize. You can't nationalize nobody. If them temples are set up the right way, once you become a member of the Moorish Zion Temple, all your ID, your birthright, your nationality paper, your baptism paper on the back of your cards, you can be looked up on the Moorish Bible statistics. And then we got to take it to the world courts. Only thing that does is mean you a member of the Moorish Zion Temple of America, which our prophet set up in the CCRD in County of Kirk, Illinois, with the 1010 number, the affidavit. It ain't no damn trust. That's why I'm saying I'm right here, Moors. I'm right here. So, us as Moorish Americans, we add our B and our L. So then the first question I'll be asking these stupid Moors, why would you let some goofy sheik tell you to get rid of your name? And I tell you, the first thing your prophet tell you to do is annex your B and L to all your ID, all your government ID. And then Moors come back with this stupid stuff. Well, I went down there to go change my name. I ain't tell you to go change your name. Who the hell told you you're going to change your name? I ain't never said change your name. I said you annexing your L and your B to your name. You annexing your L and your B. And if you know about navigating, if you know linguistics, you'll go down there with the right verbiage in your proper state and say, hey, I want to annex my religious suffix to my name. Because you're navigating. But you're going to let a damn clerk at the DMV tell you something about law and they don't know nothing about law. Annexing your L and your B. And if you know about navigating, if you know, you see what I'm saying? Moors, I went down there to change your name. Who told you changing your name? Who told you changing your name? What more in their right mind that call themselves a sheik gonna tell you to go down there and change your name? You ain't run out our test changing your name to some damn meta war of peace and got to fill out a document to change your name. That ain't what we doing. These Moors want some fake ID because they criminals. They want to change things because they some damn criminals. And Moorish science ain't no criminality. If you a criminal, you better handle that criminal shit. Because you're dealing with me, I'm going to call you out. This ain't no get out of jail free card. You a criminal, you going to be... Let me tell y'all something about the Sundry Moore Act. The Sundry Moore Act, the truth of it, when they said they didn't want to be charged as no Negro, Black, and Colored when during pertaining laws, because Negroes weren't citizens, and you wouldn't be judged in criminal law, any law, as a citizen. You would be judged with no laws. Your voice don't mean nothing. So that's the truth of the consulate and all that. You don't want to be judged as no damn Negro, Black, and Colored. You ain't above no damn law. That's facts. And now let somebody tell you anything else. You've been lied to. That garbage. I with that garbage. So Moors, what we do, we are annexing our B and our L to our government name. The name that your mama gave you. The name that your mama gave you. That's the first thing you should do. Before you be doing anything else, thinking some stupid car somebody gonna make you gonna do something. If you want to proclaim, declare, and have due process, do it right. Do it right. If somebody did you wrong and you want to bring up charges, where's your evidence? Somebody gonna tell you get rid of something. You gonna get rid of your evidence to bring charges? You're not even thinking. You see this? This simple. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to think, Moors. You see how simple this is? Think about it. More science, this ain't no Al-Islam. More science is not no al-Islam. If that's the case, no al-Islam more should be talking about no more that's a Christian, because you all under the same tenets. You all under the same tenets. You all, if a religious al-Islam more gonna disrespect a more that's a Christian, both of them fools. Because when Muhammad walked the earth under that al-Islam stuff, it was under the Byzantine Empire. Muhammad was married to Khadijah. Her cousin Wergwa was a high priestess. It's stuff that took out the scriptures. It's a book called Gad and Seer. And look at the replacement theologies. Anything out of yourself is true shirk. Y'all know what I'm talking about. More science is not no al-Islam. More science is not no al-Islam. When I say Allah, I ain't talking about nothing outside of myself. When I say Allah and more science, I'm talking about arm, leg, arm, head, manifestation of me. When I talk about Islam and more science, I'm talking about I, self, law, and master. When I talk about the YHWH, that stand up, that manifestation of man, if you understand signs and symbols. Wait till the teaching Sunday, and I'm going to give you the Gnostic teachings of the biblical scriptures. A lot of Moors done miss the teachings of the Bible. They don't know the Bible talking about your physical body. You done missed the teachings. You done fell and bumped your head. You see? Are y'all understanding are y'all understanding the science that I'm delivering you? You can't have one foot in and one foot out. It's only one law. It's only one history. You are being fraudulent concealed. It ain't nothing that nobody can do at home behind no internet, no computer saying they can nationalize you. You might as well stop listening to that garbage. What you did is just pay for a piece of paper with your face on it. You wasted your time. I'm telling you for a fact. And that ain't hating, that's telling you truth. If you want, that's cosmetics. What a car gonna do for you? I'll wait. What would it do for you? And how can somebody nationalize you? How can somebody at home on a computer that ain't no official and no government, how can somebody nationalize you? I'll wait. I'll wait. How can somebody do that for you, man? And I say, if you've been miseducated. When I talk about self-proclaiming, when I say proclaim, declaim, and have due process, that's something you do on your own. That ain't nothing nobody can do for you. And you've got caught up with all these more scam artists. All these more scam artists, thank you for the donation. They just going around scamming y'all, talking about thank you for the donation. Talking about they can make you a more. How? Think about this. Think about this, man. Talk about some consulate. I'll get that. It ain't no consulate. What consulate they represent? The consulates of lies. The consulate of Wizard of Oz. It ain't no damn Moors consulate, Moors. It ain't no Moorish American. It ain't no MAC number. That's fraud. Can't no Negro nationalize you. Can't no Negro make you some ID and have you fill out a whole bunch of stupid paperwork they done got off the internet and you talk about you done nationalized. That's garbage, man. This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all ain't been fooled by no European. You've been fooled by more scam artists. Think about it. How can some Negro that just put on the Fezz, that's not educated or nothing, and when you look at their background, they look retarded, they talking stupid, they talking over your head, and all of a sudden, you talk about they done made, you done claim your nationality with some Negro, talk about he's some consulate. What consulate? I'll wait. You just got hustled out your paper. That don't got nothing to do with self-proclaiming. If it is, what body is it about? When you nationalize through the temple, you can look yourself up. The 1010 number represents the Moorish Science Temple of America that was registered in the county of Clerk in the CCRD, just like my temple. The Burning Bush Tabernacle, Moorish Science Temple and School. We have our own charter. Can't nobody use our SOCH or our number that's our Confederation of Organization and put on a ID. That's fraud. You ain't thought about this, Morris? Why would you want to be under a fake? That's just like you can't afford real Gucci or real Prada. You're going to go to the hood store and get some fake stuff. Why? Because you want to look like something. You don't want to know nothing. You don't want to know you don't want no quality. You want to just look like some garbage. You want to pull out the ID and the true Moor tell you, your ID is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. What severe consequence? Of your dumb butt going to jail. Talk to me, Moors. You got to know the history of this Fezz. This Fezz and that graduation cap, that's the symbology of receiving that degree. Don't you know you can put the Fezz and the graduation cap in the same circumference? That's 360 degree of wisdom. And you're going to let some stupid Moor call himself a sheik tell you any different. The circle and the square, both are 360 degrees of wisdom. That's how you know the Negro don't know supreme mathematics. He don't know Hika. He don't know nothing about his Fezz because he's not a scholar. This is simple. I'm not even going to get all in the science of the Fezz. You should know this. When I'm talking about the outer, now this is the outer of the Fezz. This is the outer part of the Fezz. When you got the indigo Fezz and what the black tassel represent and why my tassel is 18. The circular, the round ball of what the tassel represents. We got to know all this. The geometrically formed to represent the eternal zodiac, the womb, the woman. Y'all know all that. Y'all know all that. I ain't finna stay in all that teaching forever. There's no reason. So why won't we accept the right teachings? Man, me and my mother was talking about Moors are so gullible. Like my mother was talking about, she was like, but son, why do Moors just want a car? Like, what do they think that's going to do for them? Like, what do y'all think that's going to do for you, that car? What do you think? You ain't changed your nationality nowhere? Where have you changed something at? And I get your license. I'm like, what? Nothing ain't changed. When I see your birth certificate, nothing ain't changed. When I see your degree, if you got a degrees in colleges, nothing ain't changed. Why? And you think this stupid car some Negro that made you at home means something? Nothing. Talk to me. We almost done, man. Because I'm done. I done demonstrated. I done gave you a lecture. Now I'm just asking you some to use your brain. Why are we being caught up by more scam artists? You are being fraudulent concealed. And what a lot of you doing more is, I promise you, you're being looked at as domestic terrorists. I promise you, man. Every more that's talking about that expatriation, talk about leaving some de facto government. And I'm like, fool, you home. You don't understand that you some Moorish American? Where you gonna go? When you expatriate, where you gonna go? You stateless. They not telling you this, man? I mean, come on, Moors. Use your brain. We're home. We're Moorish American with Moroccan descent, African descent, a Mexican descent, whatever you want to say. We are Moorish Americans. Watch this, and I'll leave y'all with this. I'm going to ask a demonstration. I'm going to do a quick demonstration. And I did this when I was jogging. If y'all was physically here, I'll say, give me a excuse me, a show of hands. Give me a show of hands of your mom and your grandma and them showing you pictures of y'all straight out of some Africa. Like y'all, like out of some Africa per se. And I guarantee you it's only gonna be limited. And then I'm gonna say, give me a show of hands that you heard your grandma and your mother them talk about y'all was tribes like Choctaw or Cherokee or Blackfoot or Chickasaw or Choctaw over there. I guarantee you it's going to be more hands being raised that understand that be like, yeah, man, that Indian tribe, misnomer Indian. And I say, why? Because you're Aboriginal to this land. That's why. That's why. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. You've been lied to. I show y'all those books, The True American. Don't I show y'all all those books that I demonstrated to y'all so many times? Those books I got about America in dark. Didn't I show y'all those books already? Y'all want to see them again? Who the true Americans, what they built it on? When I show y'all them, I done showed y'all with the feathers, with the Fezz. When I talk about the Washita, what an American is, the copper color races found here by the Europeans. We are Aboriginal. I done showed y'all this in the true history books, in the true archives, in the national libraries. I showed y'all those books that I had, America. Didn't I show y'all those books, America? Didn't I show y'all that stuff already? I got them over here. Y'all want to see them 3 books? You got to have them. You need these books. This is a history. So without a doubt, you can prove this. Like, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. It's right here. Look at all the pictures. Look from where they study from. And I showed y'all them books. I lectured it. I showed y'all that. I showed y'all pictures. I showed y'all pictures of this, what America's built on. I showed y'all the books, the history, the scholarship, peer review. And then I showed y'all religiously all over who we are, Moors. Empress, can you hand me that book? Hold on 1 second, because we only a minute and 20 seconds in. Let me take a quick break to grab the 2 books, and then we'll wrap it up. Give me 1 second. Oh, shit, I don't even know if I got the books. But I got, it's like a couple of books, man. It's like, it says America. They got America on it. And I got like 3 of them. It's a big one and a small one. Oh, that's the plan book. I don't know where it's at. I gotta use it. My Empress will have to find that. Oh, here you go, right here. I know I'm putting it over here. It feels good. What time we on? Okay, yep, we on good time. I ain't even 2 hours in. I'm about to get off. Good. Okay. So, Moors, I want y'all to be students. A lot of Moors are going to be embarrassed when I have some of my elementary students demonstrate this history. So I leave you with this, Moors. Let me show you this. I leave y'all with this history, this peer review history. And I can give you so much peer review history, man, it'll blow your mind. Y'all see this? What'd that say? What'd that say, y'all? This volume 1. Thanks for the donations. I mean, Moors, Cash App, $ KGB, don't hesitate to give donations, man. Look, this is the stuff that they hide from you. Wait till I start showing y'all maps and stuff. I'm telling you, we are the the people of the book. I'm telling you, man, we have a nationality and a spirituality. Here go volume 2. What'd that say? I'm not going to get, and I'm not even going to get all into the teachings and all this stuff, because I did it already. They knew who we were. They just kept stuff away from you. I told y'all they buried you in the libraries because they knew Negroes would study and research. Look what you're looking at. Look what that say. America being the latest and most accurate description of the New World. America. And then I'm going to show you something. The New World to them. Look what you see up top. And I'm going to show you what American is in their books. Are y'all looking what I'm seeing? I'm showing you in color. So don't let nobody get you caught up telling you some Negro black or some color or some fool. Look at our headdresses, man. We always have royalty. Don't y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand this. Let me teach. We should be students and we come up together. Let me show you what the 1828 Webster Dictionary says who we are. Let me show you this, man. American, a noun, a native of America. So what is a native? An aboriginal. What? Original of the land. That's in the doctrine of discovery. When the Europeans came here, you were already here. American, a noun, a native of America. What? A native of America. Didn't say no native of Europe. Didn't say no native of Caucasus. Did it? Didn't say no native of a certain area in Africa per se. American, noun, a native of America. Originally applied to the aboriginals. What is the aboriginals? The people that you saw here. The misnomer Indians. I'm telling you. Or the copper color races. Who? The copper color races. What? The copper color races that they are trying to whitewash in history. You looking in black history for who you are, and you ain't looking in the medieval times. You ain't looking in the dark ages where they tried to whitewash you out the history books. Man, I got a whole bunch of books in my library, my storage library. I got books called The Russian Icona by Vladimir Ivanov, how it show you in the book of Maccabees, how the European, the Gentile, trying to whitewash themselves in history books. What you think they talking about? Listen though, a native of America originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans. Wait a minute. Huh? Let's reverse. American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And you're going to go around and let somebody tell you who you are. And you won't fall in line. Hebrew, now one of the descendants of Eber or Heber, but particularly a descendant of Jacob, who was the descendant of Eber, an Israelite, a Jew. I'm telling y'all, man, you missing the science. They called you Israelites in history before. Yes, they did. Now watch this. When everybody, Alexander the Greek, watch this. I'm going to destroy that Alexander the Greek garbage. I'm telling y'all, Morris, the Hellenistic language was the Greek language. The Hellenistic language was the Greek language. Morris, when y'all research the 18th dynasty, you will see that Moorish-Israelite connection. We brothers, man. Y'all missing the 18th dynasty. You missing the Moorish-Israelite connection. I promise you this. Every more miss it. And then my brothers that just follow religion, I'm like, you missing the history, the science, and the laws. I get the science. But with Alexander the Greek, see, their language was the Hellenistic language, not yours. And they'll never let nobody tell you no different. Let's break down their books and their dictionary. Hellenic is an adjective pertaining to the Hellenists or the inhabitants of Greece, so-called from Hellenes, in the Greece or from Hellenin. You got to see who they talking about. Hellenism, a noun, a phrase in the idiom genius or construction of the Greek language. Just like when I be telling y'all, the so-called Jews, and if to be a Jew, you just got to believe in Judaism. They speak Yiddish, which is gibberish. Y'all ain't listening to me. To be an Arab, that ain't got nothing to do with nationality. You speak Arabic, you an Arab. And I'm telling you facts. Hellenism, a phrase in the idiom genius or construction of the Greek language. Hellenist, a noun, a Grecian Jew. A Grecian Jew. Are y'all listening to me? So don't let nobody get you caught up with that garbage. A Hellenist with what? That prefers language is what? A Grecian Jew. This their books. A Jew who used the Greek language. One skill in the Greek language. Hellenistic, adjective, pertaining to the Hellenist. Pertaining to the Hellenist. The Hellenistic language was the Greek spoken or used by the Jews who lived in Egypt and other countries. What Jews or what Egyptians wanted to be Egyptians, copycat, lived in Egypt? Alexander the Greek, when he wanted to be a pharaoh. And in the religion, do y'all know who the statue is? Watch this. In European Christianity and Negro Christianity, who is Alexander the Greek? Every Moor should know this. Who is Alexander the Greek in Negro Christianity and European Christianity? Huh? Watch this. What statue, what symbology? Who is it, y'all? Who is it? Remember, he wanted to make a statue of himself. So who is Alexander the Greek? Who is Alexander the Greek in European Christianity and Negro Christianity? What statue or what figure, story about this particular figure, European Christianity, you can connect that to? Do y'all know? I'm about to give it to you. If you know, if you don't know, tell me you don't know. Remember I told you it was two replacement theologies. I'm telling you. Remember, you had in the Italian replacement theology, you had Caesar Borgia. Research Caesar Borgia from the Borgia family. When you think about it's some picture of Jesus, that's garbage. That's that picture Michelangelo painted. And then I'm giving y'all history. So Alexander the Greek in the European Christianity and Negro Christianity is Serapis Christos. Research this, man. And you're going to get caught up. That's why our prophets say we got to study under our own fig tree. We have our own prophets, real stuff that I can show you, the Moors at Tektarat in Egypt. Real stuff that they won't show you, that we are Moors. And they're giving you all this pseudo garbage. Serapis Christos. Y'all didn't know that? That's Alexander the Greek. Research it. That's his symbol. Serapis Christos. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. The Hellenistic language was the Greek spoken or used by the Jews who live in Egypt. Who? The Arabian Jews that came and conquered. Y'all know that. Where the Greek language prevailed. Hellenistically. An adverb according to the Hellenistic dialect. So I'm speaking Hellenistically. That's according to the Hellenistic dialect. Hellenize, a verb to use the Greek language. Hell's Point. And this is how Alexander the Greek got from Europe to Asia, and Asia, which is Africa. I'll show you how. Listen, let me tell y'all another lie how they told you in the biblical story. How Paul on the road to Damascus, how Paul went on the road to Damascus. What Paul was on the road going to Damascus is to damn colonize. Talk about he was going to Asia, he was going to Africa. He was going to Africa. He was going to colonize to bring that European, no disrespect, and that Albion. Talk about we praying to some damn pagans, and we had all our manifestations. And when you see the god Artemis, see what they did in the museums. They whitewashed it. I'm telling you. And so Hell's Point is a narrow strait between Europe and Asia, now called the Danderlings, is a part of the passage between the Ixon and the Egon Sea. Huh? I'm done. I'm done. See that? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'll be telling Moors. I don't know why Moors don't want to be students under our auspices. Man, our basic books that we have for our teaching, no Moors have them. All the books, the Catechism for Understanding the Quran, the Quranic Study Guide, our Silent Brotherhood of the East, our Discovery Key Questions. Man, I got all the books. You get 7 books that no Moors and no temples have. Why? Because you listen to some goofball that called himself some sheik and hiding the science from you. I'm giving you education, man. So I love y'all, man. I encourage Moors to be students and members. Moors, please, we operate off them donations. We got to push our meet and greet back to January because what happened? Soon in June, when I come back from Michigan, we're going to start back with our teachings. Anybody that jump on our YouTube page that's not a member, you will be blocked. You know? Because this is what we should be looking for. This is what we should be looking for. And all we asking for is donations. And once you're a member, it ain't nothing but $100 a month, which is $5 a day for 20 days. And everything is tax exempt. When you become a member and a student, that one-time $20 to $50 fee, you get your Fezz and all your study books. Everything, when you become a student and member with me, you get a tax exempt receipt at the end of the year. Islam. We got a lot of stuff coming, man. Every Moor should have one of our hats. Every Moor should have one of our hats. We producing stuff for our people. Every Moor should have one. A $50 donation for this, and I give you all my books. I'm telling you, I want y'all to have my books. I want you to have them. You should have a hat. I want you to have them. I was asking Moors, I was telling Moors for the hat and all my books, a $90 donation. Right now, today, a package deal. Today, you get the hat for a $50 donation, only today, and you get all my books. You get all 7 books and a hat today, only today. Because this is worth value, man. Other people buy my books. Nationalities, Europeans, professors, all my books, they have them. And we should be teaching you should be letting your own brother teach you, man. And just like Carter G. Woodson said, we've been miseducated by our own brothers and sisters. We've been miseducated. They keeping that wisdom from y'all, man. When I be showing y'all the clock of destiny, when I show y'all the exhuming of the nation by our prophet Noble Drew Ali, they keeping this stuff from y'all. I don't keep nothing from us, man. Nothing is secret with me. Nothing is secret with me, man. It's sacred, but nothing is secret with me. I have a full library. And you must become a student. You should have. You should have been got your books, Solomon. You should have been got your books. If you got your Fezz, you should have let me check track. You should have been got your books. If you got your Fezz, you should have got your books. I don't know what's up with that, but I'll wait for a couple more days. If not, I'll send you another pair out. I got them, and it's no problem. But I'm gonna check that tracking, because if the tracking said it went there, then it got it. But if you didn't, if you're honorable, like I know you are, I'll send you another one. But I'll check the tracking to make sure that address right. But any questions, man? Any questions? We done. Any questions? Any questions, Morris? Any questions? I encourage you to be a member and student and to learn systematically, to stop dissing things. Thanks for the donation. To stop dissing things and deal with science. Because if you understand this, we are who we are. Everything, all literature, we wrote the literature. Nobody, the orchestrators of no literature, man. And I'm not saying we did everything, but a lot, the sciences, you're not a Negro, black, and colored. We have a rich history. And the only thing that's gonna free us is the laws. And the only thing that's gonna free us more is our nationality. Some ID card is not gonna do that. Some census is not gonna do that. The census is just to see how many people in a certain geographical land in the area. If you wanna fill out the census, I tell everybody, if that's what you wanna do, do it. But fill out who you are. It's a place on the census exactly for self-identification. So if you are more and you want to fill out the census, if that's important to you, you should fill in with your pen, which is a form of verbal communication, which is written. Fill out your nationality, Moorish American, your race, Asiatic, and your status, free white, if you want to do that. But that don't have nothing to do with nationality. Our nationality is based in the 13th Amendment. Our nationality is based in the laws. Our nationality is proclaiming, declaring, and signing the petition and taking it to the world courts what the Moorish Science Temple should be doing, not just talking and jumping over sections like some Negro can nationalize you. Look at the pictures, no difference, man. Look at the pictures of the clandestine groups that wear your fez. And then our empresses want to join these groups. And then your charters come from them, and then they'll tell you that your science trumped them. They got your science, they got the science from you. That's why they only 32 and 33 degrees, because they couldn't read the metanetter and the hieroglyphics. You see, but they'll wear your fez. But I don't see these Negro, blacks, and color, these stupid sheiks telling them don't wear the fez, and then they got the nerve to tell our Asiatic empresses, our Mayats, not to wear the fez, that they can't wear the fez. I done heard stupid lying Negro sheiks in temples to tell our empresses they can't wear the fez, and then you got a group of people taking your science, wearing your fez in clandestine, and you gonna tell our empresses the white fez with the gold tassel they can't wear them. You a liar and a sin, and you a charlatan. You a charlatan, because the fez is the national headdress of our foremothers and our forefathers. I got the white fez over there with the gold tassel. Y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth. Any questions? Any questions? If you don't have any questions, the one-time special today, you get a hat with all my books, with all 7 PDF books. That's a one-time special today for $50. With that being said, man, nobody don't got no questions. I encourage y'all to become students. Inbox me, for I can know who you are, for I can send any items you out. If you send a donation and you want some literature, cash, it's my Gmail is Goodman, KHARY @gmail.com. Remember that. Islam.